I want to go now to Tye Tribbett and talk to him about his knee-jerk reaction to this terrible injustice that happened to George Floyd. Tye, talk to us from a pastor's perspective on what this did to you when you saw it.
Man, thank you again for having me here, and I would like to thank TBN as well for their incredible courage to take this subject on, head on. And thank you for allowing me to have this platform. When I first heard about it and when I first saw the video, of course, I was very, 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 very upset that a human life was literally taken right before our very eyes, to the point where I literally saw evil personified, evil, hate, prejudice, and race personified, like in a person's form. And it literally outraged me as well, to the point where I understand why people would resort to that type of looting and that type of vandalism. I don't believe that's always the answer, but I understand the rage. Because when you watch the video and you hear the pleas of Mr. Floyd saying, hey, I can't breathe, and then you hear the people around saying, hey, he can't breathe, his nose is bleeding. Isn't that a little too much? You just hear the voices of people around, and sometimes it's like, if you can't hear George saying I can't breathe, and you can't hear the people saying this is a little bit too much, maybe you'll hear, the sound of me busting the window out of the car. Maybe I'll be heard that way. And that's learned even as a child. When a child is not heard, they throw tantrums. They'll do what they got to do to get the attention of the authoritative figures who they're trying to be heard by. So I understand that response. My personal knee-jerk reaction is that of, I think the whole subject is trust. Who can we trust? It's not just a racist issue of two guys in the street. These are our authoritative figures that you have placed over us to protect and to serve. If we cannot trust who protects and serves us, who can we trust? That's why I think we're seeing everybody stand up against this particular one, not just black people, but we're seeing white people, Latinos, everyone is really coming together saying this is not right. This is not fair. The Bible even says that a false balance is an abomination to God. God doesn't enjoy that. And my perspective is, as a pastor, as you said, I have a kingdom perspective first. I don't have a popular opinion first. I am a black young man. I am a black young pastor. Yes, but I'm not that first. Once I step into the kingdom of God, I forfeit my right to be first in anything, in race, in desires, in my feelings, and my will. I forfeit my right to be first because I'm not my own. So I have to use temperance and say, ooh, I need that self-control because I'm just as upset as the people who knocked the windows out. I have to go to those fruits of the Spirit because that's my responsibility as a kingdom citizen. That is very challenging because God's ways doesn't always feel like it's justice. Turn the other cheek doesn't sound fair. If they take your coat, give them your shoes also. That it doesn't satisfy rage. You know what I mean? It's not just as far as my emotions are concerned. But my context and my perspective during these last couple of days have been seriously exercising the fruit of the Spirit rather than going emotional, because I don't think we have gotten any real change responding emotionally.